Mobile devices are now a fixture of modern life. Smartphones have changed the way we interact, the way we work, and the way we live. It's a desirable device that usually comes with a steep price tag, making it a perfect target for criminals to steal and offload quickly. The mobile device space is plagued by a crime epidemic, which will only get worse as the value and volume of devices continues to rise. Criminals are becoming more brazen, more cunning, and more organized. As these devices have evolved to meet our needs, criminal tactics have also become more sophisticated. From opportunistic thieves targeting unsuspecting people, snatching and dashing off, to violent smash-and-grab perpetrators who hit motorists in traffic. But the latest modus operandi has morphed a petty crime into a more organized hit using getaway cars to flee the scene.
People are wolves in sheep's clothing. You suspect nothing.
Ilva Reynolds was standing outside an antique store in Kyalami, Johannesburg, when she was targeted by cell phone snatchers.
I had my back to the driveway, so I wasn't aware of the vehicle pulling up behind us. Next minute, the guys grabbed my phone.
Watch in the CCTV clip as the guy throws a phone into the car. You see one of the shop staff struggling with the thief as Ilva lunges after her phone.
Grab hold of my phone. We drive off, and then I hear these gunshots.
The shop owner fired shots at the getaway car, but the thieves kept driving, dragging Ilva along.
I'm being dragged
all the way here.
all the way until we get to the robot.
It sounds extreme for a single cell phone theft, but a top-of-the-range smartphone is worth between 20 and 30,000 rand. This modus operandi has become a daily reality in South Africa. There's been a global increase in street crime, the trafficking of stolen devices for resale, and the involvement of organized crime at all levels. Garth de Klerk is from the Insurance Crime Bureau.
The difference in South Africa, is that the crime can be more physical. It's not just I will steal your phone. If you get in my way while I do it, I'll hurt you.
In Ilva's case, she eventually let go. While the thieves made off with her smartphone, she was left with a concussion, cuts and bruising. Using cars for getaways is a trend that has become increasingly popular over the last 2 years, explains Rob Nickel from a CCTV monitoring company.
Their main aim is to grab the cell phone, jump in the vehicle and disappear out of the area within a few minutes.
The groups of up to 3 thieves make use of either a common taxi service type car or a more expensive vehicle to blend in. Often the cars are cloned using fake plates, making it harder to trace but not impossible. With the help of neighborhood group E-Block Watch, local security, CCTV surveillance and remote license plate recognition, the car used by Ilva's perpetrators was picked up a few weeks later, despite having fake plates.
What we were able to determine is that it was the same vehicle, as it had the bullet holes in the background and the descriptions matched. And we immediately dispatched the SAPS, the Undercover unit, and they were able to find the vehicle there roaming the streets.
While the suspects were arrested, Ilva's phone was long gone. This is where most stolen phones in Joburg end up, the CBD, where dodgy little cell phone shops are a dime a dozen, wheeling and dealing in stolen cell phones. This is the first level of the mobile device black market. Rashad Mohammed from Bad Boys Security Group showed us some of the hotspots.
Cell phones are ending up by all the foreigners, majority of them. Every street, maybe every second shop, probably, would buy a cell phone. I mean, the market is there.
The black market for cell phones is a massive global network, explains private investigator Warren Lamont.
People who are in this industry, in this business of getting rid of blocked phones, would generally put them all in a bag, consolidate them, and then send them with someone who's traveling. In under a week, it's been found in another country.
Phones stolen in South Africa have been picked up all over the world, from countries like Nigeria and Mozambique to China, India, and even the USA. So you've got face recognition software, fingerprint access, and a passcode. Your phone should be safe, even if it gets stolen, right? Wrong. Hackers have found ways to crack these security features and even offer these services openly on the net. Now, once they're into your phone, it's free game. Smartphones are not only stolen for resale. Personal information is an even higher valued commodity. Thieves now access this confidential data stored on devices to commit other crimes.
One of three things is going to happen. They're going to extort you for images or videos in your gallery. They're going to, secondly, contact people in your contact list, claiming that they're you, asking for money. Or thirdly, they're going to basically start getting into all sorts of passwords in their phone. It becomes identity theft.
Curious as to how easy it is to offload a stolen phone, we sent in an undercover agent to some of these shops.
So what kind of shops did you go to? Just explain to me, what do they look like?
It's not a formal shop. You can find a guy who put a table and there's just a small container. And when you're interacting with them, you can see that their eyes, they're not looking at me, they're looking outside, checking who's looking at me.
Even though the agent's phone was clearly marked with the real owner's name, there was still a number of takers.
And did anyone ask if the phone was stolen?
No one asked me that question. They were just interested in making business. No one even asked, who's this Kukumur? Why do you have Kukumur's phone with you? I'm not Kukumur, I'm black.
The agent took in a Samsung A10 valued at 3,000 rand.
I can give you 300 like this. 300 like that. So for the software, it won't be a problem.
We paid him a visit at his little hole-in-the-wall shop.
You're buying stolen phones?
No.
Are you buying cell phones? No. We have it you on camera. This is you. Look at you. Who's this?
You asked me?
It's you. You offered him 500 rand for a phone. And
I asked him, does he have proof of payment? He said no. I said, no, I'm not going to buy it.
That's not what happened. He loosely inquired about ownership and still made an offer.
She didn't buy it.
No questions asked. The agent rejected the offer, saying it was too low. The clerk says buying and selling like this is illegal.
There is legislation under the Second-Hand Goods Act, which would force you as a dealer to be registered in order to buy and sell electronic equipment or any second-hand item. So there's a series of rules that will try and control buying and selling stolen goods.
This involves keeping a register and taking the seller's details, copy of the ID and proof of residence, in addition to logging the phone's serial number and noting any identifying markers. But these shops don't play by those rules.
Look, the police will do an arrest, close the shop. Tomorrow somebody else will come open that shop and do the same thing.
The next shop offered us just 400 rand for the same phone.
It's new. I understand new, but it's second hand. So you are going to give me how much? 400. Because I have to
Interested to see what they would offer for an iPhone 11 Pro valued at 27,000 rand, we sent in a second agent.
How much did they offer you for this
They
phone?
offered me 1,000.
1,000 rand?
Yes.
Did you check if it's stolen?
They saw that it was stolen, but they didn't ask me.
The buyer was keen to make a deal and even started counting out cash. We went in just minutes later to confront this eager buyer of stolen phones.
A guy came, you offered him 400 rand, right?
I cannot do it, brother.
You never asked where you got the phone. How do you know?
I'm not dealing with the phone. I'm selling now grocery item, my item. You see, I'm selling the charger.
2 minutes ago, a person came to you and he said, here's a phone, an iPhone. And you said you offered him 1,000 rand. So lying to me doesn't help. We've got you on camera. Offering 1,000 rand for an iPhone, number one.
You was telling me
So what did you offer him 1,000 rand for? Have you forgotten? You forgot, you got memory loss.
I cannot dealing with the phone. I cannot do anything.
Despite the denials, the phones that remain in the country are bought under the counter and usually stripped for parts or flashed and rebooted with a new IMEI number.
It's basically the identification between the phone and the network. And the IMEI number is easily changed with software on Android phones specifically, and then you can use it as a brand new handset.
Lamont explains while iPhones are considered harder to track, criminals send out phishing messages to the in case of emergency contact on the stolen device, claiming the device has been found. They include a link that requires your passwords. This in turn gives the thieves access to your device and personal information. The reality is, even with built-in security features, remote tracking and data wiping software, the best line of defense is to minimize the chance of your phone being stolen in the first place.
Program yourself to what are you going to do when it happens, not if it happens. Because these guys are desperate, they are violent. Even if they are not armed, the likelihood of them doing something to you is quite high.